The next topic is about the cost of production. So, understanding the cost of the production is, or understanding the cost is the difference between the profit and the loss for any form of agricultural enterprise. So, we have here in the slide the opportunity cost principle. So, mag-start tayo dito sa foundational economic concept that is especially important to us sa agriculture. So, sabi dito, the economic cost of an input used in a production process is the value of the output sacrificed elsewhere. So, in simple terms, itong opportunity cost is the value of the next best alternative for gun that you give up when you make a decision. So, ibig sabihin, for example, may isa tayong farmer na meron siyang piece of land, nag-own siya ng piece of land. So, if nag-choose siya na mag-plant ng corn, yung opportunity cost is the profit that they could have earned kapag nag-plant sila, let's say, ng soybean or kung pinarent nila yung land. Ganon. So, that is the opportunity cost. Now, specifically for any input like yung labor or yung capital, yung opportunity cost is the value of the foregone income in the best alternative employment. So, kapag ang agribusiness student, nag-work siya sa family farm nila for free instead of taking a paying job sa isang local co-op, yung foregone income niya dun is yung from the co-op job. That is the opportunity cost of the labor na ginagawa niya dun sa farm nila. So, cost of production, it includes those items which are explicit and implicit. So, we'll discuss this on our next slide. Okay. So, we have here the difference between explicit cost and implicit cost. So, first we have the explicit cost. Basically, these are the ones that we spot because they involve actual money changing hands. So, kumbaga parang may nangyayaring may involved talaga na pera na ini-exchange natin. So, sabi dito sa definition, these are payments made by one entity or individual to another out of pocket costs. Yan, out of pocket costs. Itong explicit cost, tinatawag din natin tong accounting cost. So, talaga makikita natin to sa income statement, makikita natin to sa farm's ledger, kasi they are accounting costs. They are actual cost na naglalabas tayo ng pera. So, example nito, yung ito, wages of employees. Siyempre, nagbabayad tayo ng salary ng mga tauhan natin. Nagbabayad tayo ng electricity bills. Or, pag nagbabayad din tayo or bumibili tayo ng supply ng seeds, ng fertilizer, ng fuel, ayan, or nagbabayad tayo ng interest sa mga loans, ganyan. So ibig sabihin, itong explicit costs, they are direct costs. So, direct cost to na binabayad natin to an outside party para makagamit tayo ng resource. Okay. While we also have the implicit cost. So, ito naman, these are often overlooked. Minsan hindi natin ito napapansin, especially ng mga bagong business owners. Minsan, di nila ito napapansin. So, implicit cost, sabi dito, these are imputed costs of self-owned or self-employed resources based on their opportunity costs. No actual payment made from one entity to another. Ayan. So, when we say, ang ibig sabihin ng definition na to is that we impute or we estimate a value para sa resources that the owner already possesses or provides. So, ang key difference nito sa explicit cost is that walang actual payment made from one entity to another. Walang cash transaction na nangyari. Basically, these implicit costs are opportunity costs of using the owner's own resources in the business. So, example, ito, unpaid use of resources of the owner or his or her relatives for business-related activities. So, example, if si farm owner, nag-work siya full-time na walang salary. Let's say si farm owner, may-ari ka ng farm. Nag-work ka sa farm pero wala kang salary. The implicit cost of that labor is the salary that they could have earned working for someone else. Kasi syempre, instead of working doon sa farm niya, may option naman siya to work na magkaroon ng other work. So, yun na salary niya sana. Kung nag-work siya sa iba, that is the implicit cost. So, if the farmer uses land they already own, the implicit cost is the rent that they could have earned by leasing that land out. So, di ba? Pwede naman natin na ipa-rent or ipa-lease itong lupa natin. So, yung cost nun, that is what we call the implicit cost. Now, we also need to take into account itong tinatawag natin economic cost and accounting profit. Economic profit and accounting profit. So, when we say accounting profit, sinusubtract natin yung explicit cost dun sa total revenue. Pero pag sinasabi natin economic profit, both the explicit and implicit cost, binabawas natin sa total revenue. 'Di ba? Pag ang profit, 'di ba, ano tawag dito? The formula sa pag-compute ng profit is total revenue minus total cost. Yung buong nakolekta mo sa sales minus yung cost na ginastos mo. That's the only time na makukuha mo na yung profit. Now, may tinatawag tayo accounting profit and economic profit. When we say accounting profit, ang kinukuha mo lang na cost, kinoconsider mo lang na cost is the explicit cost. So, basically, meaning lang nito, kapag nasa CBA ka, nag-aaral ka ng accounting, hindi mo tinitake into account yung mga implicit cost. Only the explicit cost. However, kapag economic profit naman, both the explicit and implicit cost ay kino-consider natin para makuha natin yung economic profit. Okay. So, ito yung mga key cost components and their formula divided into short run and the long run. So, in the short run, the key characteristic is that a firm has at least one fixed input. So, the same din to dun sa, tawag dito, the same din to dun sa production function natin sa previous lesson na for short run, its key characteristics is that a firm has at least one fixed input. So, sa agribusiness, basically, ito yung land, yung building, yung large machineries, ayan. Because of this fixed input, we have both fixed and variable costs. Ayan. So, total fixed costs. So, ito yung mga costs that do not change as the level of production changes. Later, we will discuss this one by one. Okay. Now, let's focus on the cost in the short run. So, in the short run, at least one input cannot be adjusted or is fixed. Hence, ayan. So, ibig sabihin lang nun, for an agribusiness, ito yung time period kung saan hindi madali, you cannot easily sell your land or build a new or a larger farm area. Parang ganon. Ibig sabihin lang nito, these decisions, it takes time. And fixed yun for the current production cycle because, ayan, sabi dito, because of this, costs can be divided into those which are fixed and variable. So, ano ba itong total fixed cost? So, itong total fixed cost, we also call this sunk cost or overhead cost. So, when we say sunk cost, ito yung mga cost that has already been incurred or cannot be recovered. So, sa decision-making purposes, itong sunk cost na to, kailangan natin itong i-ignore. But they are a form of fixed costs. So, the defining characteristic of total fixed cost is that this component of cost is independent of the level of output produced. So, whether your farm has a fantastic year or it doesn't plant a single seed, you still owe this cost. So, example, payments or rent for land, buildings, and machinery. So, let's say meron kang 10-year lease sa land. Yung annual payment doon is fixed for the short run. Now, if you apply for a bank loan, let's say, para bumili ka ng combine, that monthly payment doesn't change based on how many bushels na i-harvest mo. So, ayan. So, itong total fixed cost, importante ito na maintindihan natin kasi ito yung nagsiset ng baseline sa operation. Pag hindi natin na-cover itong cost na to, you are running at an accounting loss. So, makikita mo yung loss mo doon sa Pero syempre, para makapag-decide tayo how much to produce, kailangan din natin tingnan yung cost na nag-change. Kapag nag-change din yung output natin, which is what we call the total variable cost. So, itong total variable cost, it is the component of cost that changes with the level of output. So, let's say, for example, nag-decide ka na mag-plant pa ng 50% more acres. Yung variable cost mo, tataas din. Kasi tumaas yung pinaplan mong taniman. Okay. So, sabi dito, TVC is 0 if Q is 0. Basically, kapag walang output, let's say, walang output, wala kayong na-produce, 0 din yung total variable cost nyo. Kasi in order to produce something, you need the fixed cost and the variable cost. Fixed cost, pwede mong itambak kahit hindi gamitin. Pero yung variable cost, that will determine the output that you will produce. So, sabi dito, TVC increases as Q increases. Q is output, by the way. So, syempre, more output requires more variable inputs. So, example, purchases of raw materials, payments to workers, electricity bills, fuel, and power costs. So, sa agribusiness, ito yung seed, yung fertilizer, yung pesticides, ano pa. Siyempre, kapag gusto mo ng maraming anihin, kailangan mo din ng maraming seeds. Kapag gusto mo mas maging productive yung sa yung produce, kailangan mo ng maraming fertilizer. So, these are the variable input or variable cost. So, yung gastos na ginagamit natin to buy this input are the variable costs. We also have here the total cost. So, basically, this is the sum of total fixed costs and total variable costs. So, TC is equal to TFC plus TVC. As the level of output increases, the total cost of the firm also increases. Ayan. Now, para mas maintindihan natin yung fixed cost, variable cost, and total cost in the short run, let's look at this table. So, ito sa total fixed cost, ano yung napapansin natin dyan? Siyempre, TFC is 10 across the board. So, kahit ilan yung output, the fixed cost is 10. So, basically, nire-reinforce nito yung definition ng fixed cost na independent siya sa level of output. Hindi siya nakadepende sa level of output. Mag-produce man yung farm ng 0, mag-produce man ng 10 unit, the cost is still 10. Ano ba? Ayan. And then, let's look at the total variable cost. So, when the output is 0, the total variable cost is also 0. So, ito yung starting point natin. No production, no variable cost. As the output increases from 1 to 10, the total variable cost is increasing din. 30, 50, 60, up to 275. So, ito yung cost ng seeds, ng fuel, ng labor, na nag-i-increase siya as you produce more. Diba? Initially, 0 to 30, then only by 20, then ito, by 20, then naging 10. Oh, mapapansin mo din yun. You will also notice na habang nag-i-increase siya, yung increase niya pabawas ng, may bumabawas, and then biglang tataas, and so. So, there are trends na makikita natin dito. So, kumbaga, ano ba? Diba, let's say ito, sa 4. The increase starts getting bigger again pagdating dito. Yan. Ito bumaba, tapos biglang nag-increase na dito. Ang tawag natin dun is the law of diminishing marginal returns, which we will discuss when we look at the marginal cost. And then we also have here the total cost, finally. Itong total cost, basically, it's just TFC plus TVC. Yan. Yan lang naman siya. So, next. Yan. Okay. Nagets naman na natin to. TFC is the same regardless of the firm's input. TVC is 0 if firms produce nothing. It rises with the output of the firm. Total cost is just TFC plus TVC. And it rises as the Q increases. Okay, so now what we have here is the curve when we plot the TFC, the TVC, and the total cost. So on the x-axis, we have here the output. On the y-axis is the pesos, the cost. Pag plinot natin yung fixed cost, di ba 10 lang naman siya, dito lang siya. Kahit ilan pa yung output, the cost is 10 pesos. Kaya, TFC looks like this. Now, we also have TVC. Si TVC naman, ganito siya pag plinot natin siya. Ayan. Makikita natin na increasing din siya, di ba? And then, what can you notice about TC? Si TC parang TVC. Yes, para siyang TVC. Kasi nga, TC is just TVC plus TFC. But you will also notice na yung anong tawag dito? Yung gap niya from the origin is equal to the TFC. Kasi nga, TC is TFC plus TVC. Pag pinag-add mo itong TFC at saka itong graph ng TVC, dito mag-i-start yung TC. So, that's it. Okay. Now, meron din tayong tinatawag na average fixed cost. Ayan. So, si average fixed cost, ano ba, is just the total fixed cost divided by the output. So 10 divided by 0, that's undefined. 10 divided by 1, that's 10. 10 divided by 2, that's 5. And so on and so forth. So, nagde-decline ang average fixed cost as the quantity or the output increases. However, for TFC greater than 0, it never becomes 0. So, ang TFC, since fixed siya, yung AFC natin, it will never become 0. Okay. So, this is how AFC looks like. So, directly to sa numerical value na calculate natin kanina. So, as you can see, AFC is continuously downward sloping, pababa siya. At low level of outputs, the quantity is 1, quantity 2, the AFC drops very sharply. Ito yung part kung saan yung fixed cost is divided among very few units. Kasi yung 10 pesos, dinidivide lang naman natin sa counting units of output. So, adding just one more unit makes a huge difference. Ayan. Now also, makikita nyo na habang palaki ng palaki yung output, yung AFC natin, nagpa-flattens out siya. Nagpa-flatten na siya, oh. Pa-flat na siya. However, itong pag-flat na to, it will never reach itong axis. Di ba pag nakalagay na siya sa axis yung line, meaning the value is 0, it will never touch 0 because of the fixed cost. Yan. So, tinatawag natin yun na asymptotic. So, sa agribusiness, itong curve na to is a powerful incentive to scale up or to increase production. The more na nagpo-produce tayo, the more na nagda-drive down ka ng per unit fixed cost mo. So, ito yung simplest reason bakit yung mga larger farms, they often have a cost advantage over smaller farms. Okay. Now, we also have, if nakita na natin si average fixed cost, let's proceed to average variable cost. So, the same. Average variable cost is just TVC divided by the quantity or the total or the output. Ayan. You can see that from this range up to this range, the AVC is falling. Ayan. Pababa siya from 30 naging 15. And that is a constant fall. Until this point kung saan AVC rises. So, nagtaas na yung AVC. Bakit kaya? Kasi dinedivide na natin yung TVC ay yung quantity sa larger numbers. Kaya, tumataas na yung AVC natin dito. Okay, so, ano naman ang tsura ng AVC natin? It looks like this. Ayan. Bumababa siya until it reach its minimum, then, nag-i-increase ulit siya. Okay. Now, we also have itong average cost. Average cost simply is the total cost divided by the quantity. So, 10 divided by 0, 40 divided by 1. Yan. So, the same manner as that of the average variable cost, the average cost also falls first, reach its minimum, and then rises again. So, itong average cost, it's not just TC divided by Q, but also AFC plus ABC, or average variable cost plus average fixed cost. Yan. So, ganito naman yung tsura niya. Almost the same sa ABC. Now, let's combine. Diba? Hindi pa tayo Okay. Now, tignan naman natin itong relationship between the AC and the ABC curve. So, itong AC and ABC, diba, they have, they have almost the same trend, almost the same graph. But you will notice here that at first, si AC, it is larger. Ito, 1 to 8. AC is larger than AVC. Ay, hindi pala. Oo pala. All throughout. Makikita natin na laging larger si AC kaysa sa AVC. Simply because AC is equal to AFC plus AVC. Kaya lagi siyang greater than the AVC. Kasi may ina-add pa tayong average fixed cost. Second, tingnan natin yung gap between AC and VC. Kung makikita nyo, ito, difference dito is 10, 5, 3, 2, 2. Oh, ayan. So, pakonti ng pakonti yung gap between the AVC and the AC. And ano ba yung reason dito? The very reason here is the falling AFC. So, di ba alam naman natin na as the quantity increases, nagpo-fall din yung AFC. So, yung contribution niya sa AC, nagsishrink din. Kaya, pa-closer ng pa-closer yung AVC and AC sa isa't isa. So, ano ba ang significance nito? Basically, yung minimum of the average cost, alin bang minimum ito, is the most important for a farm manager. Nire-represent nito na the most cost-efficient level of production is where there is the lowest average cost per unit. Sabi lang dito, ay, dito tayo magpo-produce kasi at this level of output, ang average cost ng kada isang unit of the output is only 17 pesos. Ayaw naman natin na 28, ayaw natin ng 40, ayaw natin ng 19. Gusto natin pinaka-least na cost kasi gastos to eh. As business owners, we don't want so many or so much cost na mababurden tayo sa business natin. So this is a significant point, significant data for managers, for business managers. Yeah. So this slide, it will show you the three average costs together. So we have AC, AVC, and AFC. Ganyan yung itsura niya. So let us now proceed to this one. Now, we also have what we call the marginal cost. So, si marginal cost naman, it shows us the change in the total cost for a unit change in output. So, change in total cost, that is 40 minus 10, which is 30, divided by the change in quantity, which is 0 to 1, that is 1. 30 divided by 1 is 30. So on and so forth. And as you can see, we will be observing another pattern here. From 0 to 4, the marginal cost is falling. From 5 to 10, marginal cost started to increase. Yeah. So this is how it looks like. Para siyang check. First, magpo-fall siya. It will reach its minimum, then increase again. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's look at the properties of the marginal cost, the average variable cost, and the average cost. So, ito yung culmination ng ano natin eh, ng short run cost analysis. So, the first key property dito is that lahat sila nag-i-increase, then biglang ay nag-decrease, then mag-i-increase. Basically, it will provide us a U-shaped na graph kasi bababa siya tapos mag-i-increase siya. So, ano ba yung pinapakita nun? That U-shape na yun is ito yung ano ba, nag-i-indicate that there is a law of diminishing marginal returns na nagda-drive ng cost natin per unit down initially and then up. Ayan. It is because of the law of diminishing marginal utility. And then, meron din tayong intersection. So, there will be an intersection between these graphs. So, tingnan natin yung table. At around quantity 5, AVC is at its minimum. MC is 10. And the quantity and the average cost is also at its minimum, which is 70. So magko-cross ito. Si MC magko-cross sa AC shortly after 5. Ayan. Makita natin yan later. Ayan. So there will be an intersection among these three graphs. That's how it looks like. AC is falling. Ito yung red. AC is falling if MC is less than AC. And rising if MC is greater than AC. AVC is falling if MC is less than AVC, and it is rising if MC is greater than AVC. Okay. So those are the minimums. Minimums ng AC, minimum of AVC. So the minimum of AVC, yeah, you will notice that AVC and MC intersects at the minimum of AVC. Itong intersection na to, kino-confirm nito yung rule that when the cost of the next unit produced equals the average variable cost, the average variable cost has reached its minimum. While ito naman, the minimum if AC naman, similar, when the cost of the next unit produced or the marginal cost is equals the average total cost or the average total cost has reached its minimum. Okay. Diba? Sabi natin, we want a minimum lang yung average cost natin. So, dun pala natin yung makikita kung saan nag-i-intersect si marginal cost and si average cost. So, in a higher economics, maintindihan natin yung implication na to. Itong minimum ng average variable cost, this is the shutdown point. Itong minimum of AC, it is the most cost-efficient scale of production. So, the MC is the key to identifying both the most cost-efficient scale and the shutdown point. Okay, now, punta naman tayo sa long run. So, dito sa long run, unlike that of the short run, sa long run, lahat ng cost nila ay variable. Walang fixed input or fixed cost. Diba, sabi natin, in the short run, there is at least one fixed cost. So, this is the cost. This is the quantity. In the long run, the cost increases. Ayan. Makikita natin nag-i-increase siya. Since walang fixed cost, yung long run total cost natin, it starts at the origin. And as nag-i-scale up yung operation, nag-i-increase din yung long run total cost. So, dito sa long run, ang focus natin is dun sa diminishing returns. Diba? Ang focus natin sa short run is the diminishing returns. But dito naman sa long run, ang focus naman natin is the returns to scale or yung tinatawag natin na economies of scale. So, our goal will be to find the long run average cost and determine the optimal size of an agribusiness. Yeah. Okay. So, we have here the long run average cost. Ang formula nito is the long run total cost divided by the output. So the LAC is an envelope curve of all possible plant sizes. It is also known as the planning curve. So essentially, itong LAC natin, it shows the lowest possible average cost sa pag-produce natin ng any given level of output na mag-a-allow sa firm natin na mag-adjust sa scale perfectly. And for that reason, yung LAC curve natin is also known as the planning curve. So, tinitrace nito yung lowest average cost of producing each level of output. And then, you will also notice that there is a U-shaped scale. Like the short run AC curve, the LAC curve is also U-shaped. However, the cost of the U-shape is different. Kung yung cost dun ng U-shape sa short run is the diminishing marginal return. Dito naman sa long run, the cost is the economies of scale and the diseconomies of scale. Ano ba itong economies of scale at diseconomies of scale? Basically, sabi sa economies of scale, yung average cost daw, nagde-decrease siya habang palaki ng palaki yung size ng farm or size ng operation, size ng business. Ibig sabihin, ito yung mga sinasabi ng mga business owners na ang tawag dito. Or let's say, yung mga bumibili ng mga bultuhan. Bumili ka na ng marami kasi mas mura. Ganon. That is economies of scale. Bakit mas mura? Kasi yung per unit cost na nung kada isang unit na binibili nyo is mababa na kesa bumili ka ng patingi-tingi or ganyan. So, yun yung parang the same ng economies of scale. Sa economies of scale naman sa production, basically, sabi lang nito, when you produce more, when you expand and produce more, the per unit cost of a product decreases. Ayun yun. So, mas maganda yung economies of scale. And then we also have the diseconomies of scale. Ito naman is kabaliktaran lang din naman ng economies of scale. Basically, this is where average costs begin to increase as the farm sizes becomes too large and complex to manage efficiently. Diba? In some other perspective, diba? Kapag lumalaki na yung iyong business, it requires a complex management. So, nagre-require na siya ng medyo komplikado ng pag-manage. And because of this increase in, let's say, tasks, responsibilities in the farm size, tumataas na din yung average cost nyo. So, ibig sabihin, it is caused by mismanagement. Hindi na ma-manage na maayos. Or hindi nagmamatch yung resources na meron kayo dun sa need ng operations nyo. That is what we call diseconomies of scale. Yeah. So this diagram summarizes what is meant by LAC being an envelope of short-run cost curves. So ito yung mga short-run cost curves. Short-run to. Pag pinag-connect mo to, this is the long-run average cost. Ayan. So di ba kasi sabi natin, sa long run, ito na yung point where nag-e-expand na yung business. So it comprises of many short run average costs. Okay, so and so just take note of this. The long run average cost decreases as output increases when there is economies of scale. So ang reason dito is technological factor, specialization. For example, kaya there is economies of scale kapag nag-expand yung business nyo is kasi because of the presence of technology. Kunwari, dati manual yung paggawa nyo ng tinapay. Ngayon, you are using a technology na. So, yung per unit cost ng napoproduce nyo is bumababa na siya. Or, as stated here, the long run average cost decreases. While it's the opposite naman kapag diseconomies of scale. So, our reason ito is basically mismanagement, ganyan-ganyan. Okay, so that's it for the cost of production.